Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Kyle and I make reactions to movies and TV shows. So, Season 1, Episode 19 of The X-Files. Here we go. I think that I am primed and ready. Just got done watching two very cool science fiction shorts, so go check those out if you want. I will probably put them out before this video. I really hope that we continue to see whatever was going on with Mulder in the last episode. Not Mulder himself, but like the portrayal of the character. I really liked how, I can never say his name, David Duchovny. I think that's his name. I think that's how you say it. I really liked how he chose to play Mulder in the last episode, Miracle Man. So I'm hoping to see that come through. It seemed like there was this really human side, soft side that I really liked. Yeah, let's get some spooky things. As always, put my conspiracy hat on you, put one on myself. Oh, and also, like, if you want to comment down below, and the full version is in the description. You want to help out? Tip me. Patreon is there. Oh, we're starting off with the spooky, right away. I have a cousin that really liked to do, what is it called when you do this? When you stuff animals that you hunt? I can't remember. But he was really into it. That did not sound like an animal. 2 Medicine Ranch, Browning, Montana. Two men go out in the dark of night. Only one returns. What was that? Did he have a shotgun with him? Yes, he does. Okay, good. Although it might not do you any good. Oh, I think I'm gonna like this episode, guys. Is that a werewolf? We got werewolves happening now? Did he get it? Okay. Werewolves are usually in the supernatural realm. You know, werewolves, vampires, zombies, these things. Well, I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, werewolves, vampires, zombies. These are pretty supernatural things. All right, so this time the truth is in your barns.
I'm not a killer. And I never meant to hurt no one.
Then are you saying that a person or persons was responsible for this?
So we can't talk about Mr. Parker's federal court case against the Treco Indian Reservation.
That's exactly what I mean.
You people think I went and killed me an Indian just because we're having an argument about where my land ends and their land begins.
Well, Joseph Goodensnake is dead with a wound from your shotgun to indicate otherwise.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh.
But it damn well didn't seem human neither that night.
Okay. I'm having flashbacks to how they handled gender bending. And I'm worried. I'm worried, guys.
I could have swore I saw red eyes and fangs.
Are we thinking Wendigo?
But if he was the one that was killing our cattle. But as far as I'm concerned, that's the end of it.
Agent Mulder?
I mean, it definitely didn't look like a person.
I suppose if I were here in our side of the story, it might not hold up too well. Things my father could never try to explain to a stranger.
What kinds of things?
Something not human out there, watching me. It was like nature herself was terrified. Don't you ever get the creeps?
She may have them right now. I think Mulder is immune to the creeps.
There's no way he could have mistaken a person for an animal. It's open and shut, Mulder. Why are you interested?
Yeah. Reports? You got some reports of strange activity happening? Because you sniff this stuff out like a truffle pig.
Well, there seems to be nothing unexplainable about this case.
Nope. Not a thing.
Oh, what the fudge is that? Is that skin?
Mulder, this is so odd. It's almost like a snakeskin that's been shed.
The body's been transferred to the reservation authorities. We're supposed to get in touch with,
Trago Indian Reservation, Northwest Montana.
Excuse me, we're not from around here. We're looking for Sheriff Toscani.
Go home up there. I could smell you a mile away.
Well, they told me that even though my deodorant's made for a woman, it's strong enough for a man.
That's a weird line.
What are you looking for?
I think you already know what we're looking for.
You tell me what I know.
Yeah, don't insinuate.
We're looking for anything that can create human tracks in one step and animal tracks in the next.
What Parker and his kid killed was my brother. And you're all too afraid of some stupid Indian legend to do anything. I hate it.
Sheriff Tuscany, I'm Agent Scully, and this is Agent Mulder.
Good and Snake's body's in my office.
This is a very tense situation. One thing that's very hard, I can't make a lot of commentary on this episode because I just don't know enough about Native American culture to know what they might be exaggerating and what is realistic.
The people were afraid of some Indian legend. What do they believe happened in the Parker case?
You're entitled to examine the body. So let's get it over with.
Take a look at that scar tissue. Yeah. Looks like he'd been attacked by an animal as well. Those wounds have been healing for quite some time. His shotgun wound indicates point-blank range. The assailant couldn't have been more than 3 feet away.
Mulder. Oh, does he still have the fangs? That he does.
Well, there are cases of calcium phosphate salts developing abnormally with age, but...
Scully.
Do you have a facility where we can perform an autopsy? An autopsy might reveal abnormalities in the interior of his anatomy as well.
Oh my god, they want to cut him open. Yeah, you really should get permission from his family to do something like that. Not just like on a curiosity hunch.
Let you do an autopsy. The funeral is tonight.
It's a cremation. After that, we'll have nothing.
Native Americans believe that there are laws greater and more just than that of the U.S. government. If you want to make an issue out of it, your higher authority, go right ahead.
Get a warrant. If it really comes down to that, get a warrant. I mean, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. Look what I said in the last episode with Miracle Man.
You can continue your investigation, but you're going to have to do it without Joe Goodensnake's body.
I mean, because his sister's never going to agree.
Why are we here?
I feel like she says that every episode. Why are we here?
The very first X-File, initiated by J. Edgar Hoover himself in 1946. Each victim was basically ripped to shreds and eaten as if by a wild animal.
Is this real? Is this like a real case?
But when they went in to retrieve the carcass, they found only the body of Richard Watkins. Because the cases were unsolved and considered so bizarre, Hoover locked them away, hoping that in time people around here would forget about them. Members of the Lewis and Clark expedition wrote of Indian men who could change their shape into that of a wolf.
What this folder describes is called lycanthropy. It's a type of insanity. No one can physically change into an animal.
I will admit, it's a big stretch for her to accept that. Like, aliens? Werewolves?
Mulder, even if you're right, and Joe Goodensnake did somehow have the ability to transform physically, Jim Parker shot him, and in a couple of moments his body will be burned. End of mystery.
Let's hope so.
She seems to have taken this very personally.
I read the report of your investigation into the Goodensnake homicide. It was very good.
How far are you going to push?
What do you think really happened?
Why don't you just accept that and go home?
I swear Mulder is waiting to see something. Oh no. Oh no. I don't think you should be here. This could go really bad. This is really disrespectful, dude, for you to be here.
Get out of here!
Please, I just want to show my respect.
I want your heart to grow cold. I want you to feel what I'm feeling.
Turn
I
around.
think you better leave, Mr. Parker.
I wish your brother could be here.
This girl is not having a good week. at all. This is a bizarre question, but it is a question that I have. Do human bonfires smell really bad? Because I know that, like, crematoriums, they're supposed to smell horrible. So I would imagine that, like, that does not smell great. Then again, also, like, humans are very fresh when they're cremated. So would it just smell like you're burning steak? Oh, it's very quiet. Is it a family thing? Like, his sister is also a werewolf? I mean, I know he had the scratch on his chest, which I think was kind of supposed to be like, oh, well, maybe he got scratched by a werewolf at some point. Pretty sure this dude is dead. The country shot... was gonna say the country... oh my god, I cannot speak. The countryside should never be that quiet.
Do you think this is retaliation for the death of Joe Goodensnake?
I don't know.
And what about Lyle Parker?
You can't find him either.
If I were Scully and I didn't think it was a werewolf, I'd find it hard to believe that his sister would be capable, like physically capable, of doing that to an able-bodied dude. So maybe Scully will come around to the werewolf hypothesis. Oh, did he get scratched at some point? Like maybe in one of the attacks?
That's not from any animal I've ever seen.
Killed his dad out of guilt? Mulder's gonna hone in on this, like,
Mulder,
just...
I'm taking Lyle to the hospital. And when he's been checked out, I'm going to question him.
Mulder should go with you. You should not get in this car by yourself. I don't think the car has, like, a back window. What are those things that are in police cars? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Thought it was over.
Over? Is that why you wouldn't allow an autopsy on Joe Goodensnake's body?
I can't tell you. But I'll take you to somebody who can.
God, I must have been really wasted to run around there naked. I must have thought I was one of those animals.
Did you do any tests, like blood alcohol tests, when you brought him in?
When you did go home, did you talk to your father? Your father's dead.
Oh, he didn't know.
It appears as if he's been attacked by an animal, but...
By going to the funeral, did it anger them into killing my father? You see how it all works. Things are born, things die, everything else falls in between.
This could be a failure of the actor, but this just doesn't seem like a reasonable response to someone telling you your family died. Okay, maybe I was wrong. This is a little bit more reasonable. And I think she's starting to believe him. Which, I mean, I know.
It was a long time ago. It seemed like a dream. I was a boy. You even have an Indian name. Fox. He should be Running Fox.
Spooky Fox.
Just as long as it's not Spooky Fox.
Oh, no! I'm so sorry, Mulder. Oh.
That Watkins had been attacked by what the Algonquins call a Manitou.
Manitou. Okay.
An evil spirit capable of changing a man into a beast. The Manitou overtakes a man by night, not by full moon.
Oh.
The man returns to his true self, unaware of what has happened.
Oh, so the sun dude might not actually know that he killed his dad.
There was a groan. Not animal, but not human. His arm, the skin ripped. It tore up and fell to the floor. He turned, screaming. His eyes were still human.
The eyes we saw were very much not human. They were very red and full of anger.
Shortly after the police killed him.
But the Manitou rose again and could be passed along bloodlines.
Gwen. This means Gwen could have it also. Gwen could have killed Parker.
What? What was that? Oh god, they're grabbing the guns. Y'all just been sitting around, like, in the dark for too long. Calm down. You just heard a noise.
I saw it kill Parker.
Let her up.
And then this thing. This animal. Oh my god. I ran and I didn't know what told me.
I hope we get, like, a full body picture of it at some point.
We released Lyle Parker from the hospital and she's taking him back to the ranch. They just left. I received a blood test performed on Lyle Parker.
Okay.
Something rather unsettling. Traces of his father's blood type can only be there through ingestion.
I'm surprised it took Mulder this long to put it together. I really thought he was gonna, like, focus in on him the second that he saw him wrapped up in that towel and covered in mud. How he hasn't been a suspect yet, I just don't understand. Like, he really should be in custody. They're going really easy on this kid. I mean, you want a motive. Clear motive would be he felt guilty about what his father did and killed him out of that.
You okay?
I feel sick.
Hey, Mr. Bear.
About 7 miles.
So what is the solution here? I feel like we've kind of entered the, what was it? Not heartbroken? Young at heart situation where it's like, what is the solution here besides death? I don't think we know how to de-werewolfify this dude.
Lyle?
Oh. Oh, she's going for... Okay, that's one way to do it. Oh god, is it just gonna like... No. Oh, that's also a way to open the door. So the solution is definitely just kill it. Kill him. End him. The final solution. It really makes you think about, like, werewolf stories, doesn't it? It's almost more tragic if there is no, cure. You're dead as soon as you're bitten. Where is Scully? I don't hear screams. Does that mean she's unconscious somewhere? Did he take her somewhere? Or is she just hiding? Oh god, Scully, you better make some noise if you're here. He might shoot you. Oh god, that would be horrible. Could you imagine? Mulder shoots Scully. This is actually kind of amazing. I would say, is it best to follow this thing? But I mean, one, this is Mulder. He's gonna follow it. Two, he's the police. It's their job to follow.
Something
Hey,
deadly
Scully.
downstairs. I lost my gun.
What about the ceiling? Is it possible that it is on the ceiling? Are there any ways out of this room? Because if they're not, I'm thinking stay at the door. Because it'll have to come out at some point.
You all right?
Good thing he's here. Does he turn back into a human? Because he dead?
Oh my god. He was in the bathroom sick.
It wasn't the mountain lion, Scully.
It really
Still
wasn't.
in a cage out back.
Where's Gwen? She said she'd come see us before we left.
She left last night. Maybe she saw something that she wasn't ready to understand.
Maybe.
Oh, the double meaning. So, Scully, what are your final thoughts? Oh, well,
See you in about 8 years.
I want to know what Scully's final thoughts are. Oh, I guess we don't get any. Wow, still a really good episode. I loved it. Oh. Spooky times, people. Spooky times. That was a really good one. I liked it. That was good. It had the creepiness. I like the creepiness. I like the scary. I thought, the second they said, or they went down the path of werewolf, I'm like, I'm gonna like this episode, because werewolf is such a traditional horror trope. How you'd have to work really hard to mess that up. Like I said in the beginning, I was scared that maybe they were going to be insensitive to Native American culture, and maybe they were being insensitive to Native American culture. I don't know, because I know so little about it that I can't speak to that. But I will say that from what I could glean, they seemed to toe the line very well. And the story was really decent. Unfortunately, it did seem as though the character that we had last episode, Miracle Man of Mulder, has kind of went back into the shadows again. This was definitely the Mulder from episodes 1 through 17. 17. A little bit stiffer, a little bit more direct, and I don't know. I want that softer human side to him. Where is it? Bring it back. But also, I think that as I was watching this episode, I was thinking, Mulder's character is often at odds with the people around him, whether that's Scully or other FBI agents, or in this case, local law enforcement, or just generally anyone he talks to. He's usually at odds with them. So it makes sense that his character is typically like a little bit more stout and defensive. And it also kind of makes sense for last episode then, now that I think about it, that he would be a little bit more relaxed, because in last episode he wasn't really trying to investigate an X-file and a kind of crazy idea that he had already come to. So I guess maybe that's what I was picking up on now that I think about it. I don't know. Loved the end of this episode when we get into the cabin and everything is dark and pitch black. That was very good. And I said during the reaction that I had wished we got a full body shot of it, but I'm actually a little bit glad that we didn't get a full body shot of it. And I think that they did that purposely, because at the very end, when Scully's like, oh, well, the mountain lion attacked us, and they're like, well, no, it's not a mountain lion. I think if we had gotten a full body shot of it, although we did get like a brief, walking away, but I think if we had gotten just like a complete full body shot of it, it would have made that more difficult for us to just dismiss, right? Like at the end, there was still some question. Not much of a question, but some question as to like what was going on. There would have been no way for Mulder and the sheriff to conclusively convince Scully of what had happened. So by not giving us that full body shot, I think it allows us as the audience to kind of accept that, okay, Scully is still skeptical in that instance. Notable exception, Scully usually has some kind of monologue, either towards the end or at the very end, where she talks about having entered something into the X-Files, and this did not have it. So that was, I guess maybe it's not in every episode, but I was waiting for it in this episode, because they kind of built up her resistance to this idea of a werewolf. Like, she got pretty upset, or at least she pushed back hard when Mulder first suggested it. And I would have liked to get her insight and thoughts as to what the heck is going on. I will say that, you know, at some point, I guess Scully does have to become more accepting of certain things. Like, there's only so many unknown cases where you're presented with clearly or very suspiciously supernatural activity or alien activity, before you're like, you know, I think the stats are kind of swinging in the favor of the what the fuck, right? Like, I think it, well, we'll see. But I like the episode, and I will see you guys next time. As always, take your conspiracy hat off. I take my conspiracy hat off. Full version and everything is in the description. Like if you want to like, comment. Peace.